Yeah, mommy, thanks for having you. Thank you. My program is on, oh.
Deployment of digital technologies, cities are now
smart city. Two things: electricity, constant electricity, and high-speed internet.
in a smart city. The goal is to address growing urbanization challenges with a digital framework. The framework is an intelligent network of connected objects and machines that transmit data using wireless technology and the cloud.
A village is
Smart cities can improve energy distribution, streamline trash collection, decrease traffic congestion, and even improve air quality with help.
The right leadership with the right vision, I think, can be able to deliver and change some of our cities to smart cities.
Programmers Foundation is today a major advocate for the development of smart and connected communities and cities in Nigeria. The COVID-19 pandemic devastated the world, but it has also demonstrated just how much digital innovations are needed to serve the society. Innovations that make the people smarter, better connected, healthier, precipitating solutions that have a positive impact and relevant local content. Amos Emmanuel, chairman of Programmers Foundation, constant refrain is that change does not happen on its own. It is influenced by people who innovate. He is always calling and urging innovators to rise and occupy leadership positions in every part of the world, particularly in Nigeria. He is a firm believer that the world innovation cannot be complete without leadership contribution from Africa and especially Nigeria. Programmers Foundation Africa, tapping into the growing, the digital awareness, has taken up the challenge to help the continent progress. Programmers Foundation was established in 2009 by Programmers Software Limited, a long-standing leader in the capital market financial technology subsector that saw the need to fund activities help realize the goal to deliver innovation-led ecosystem for Nigerians. Amos Emmanuel, Chairman, Chief Software Architect for Programmers Software Group, is a prolific software designer and entrepreneur. He has served as ICT backbone to numerous financial institutions in Nigeria with over 25 years' experience automating and maintaining more than 100 capital market operator organizations in Nigeria and Ghana with the multiple award-winning Cloud Integra. He is the UN World Summit Awards eminent national expert for Nigeria. Programmers Foundation is engaged in significant work. It is helping Africa harness the power of technology. It is teaching Africa to innovate. The impressive and groundbreaking work that Programmers Foundation has pioneered is particularly important in the light of the United Nations UN Decade of Action on the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs). The Decade of Action calls for accelerating sustainable solutions to all the world's biggest challenges, ranging from poverty and gender to climate change, inequality, and closing the finance gap. Technology promises to play a larger-than-life role in this quest. Programmers Foundation, through its work, offers Africa a huge chance and gives her a massive advantage. Programmers Foundation may well be Africa's linchpin. Two important segments of Programmers Foundation's multi-pronged approach include the Innovation-Led Africa and Smart City Project. Innovation-Led Africa is playing a strategic role in identifying and promoting indigenous solutions. Since it emerged on the scene, Innovation-Led has made steady progress. Today, it is a go-to organic platform for startups incubation and multiplication. Without a doubt, Innovation-Led SDGs framework offers Africans a community-based collaborative hub in the areas of mentorship, innovation capacity, development, and entrepreneurship. Indeed, the emergence of an entrepreneurial bespoke IT ecosystem is perhaps the best way to precipitate the growth of the ICT sector with the development of relevant and functional solutions. The way Innovation-Led works is to constantly explore the relationship between technology and broader social issues. Everywhere Africa appears to be behind, Innovation-Led has become a bridge builder, an aggregator, and facilitator. It is spearheading efforts to contribute to efforts to build a digital ecosystem for innovation development in Africa. Innovation-Led has incredible long-standing strategic initiative research partners, including the Global Digital Foundation, ICT4, SIDS, Info Poverty World Conference, Oparazone Global, and Amiable UN World Summit Awards, WSA, eminent national experts from over 180 countries. These alliances have bonded Innovation-Led to advance actions towards the UN Sustainable Development Goal from across the respective countries. The World Summit Awards are a unique award system selecting and promoting local digital innovation to improve society, combining an ongoing series of international events and activities with a global network of startups, social entrepreneurs, mentors, jurors, speakers, experts, government leaders, academia, civil society. WSA is an international platform for cutting-edge examples of how ICTs can impact society positively. Innovation Bed coordinates Nigeria's participation. The vision is clear: to address Africa's greatest socio-economic challenges through innovative technology solutions by offering opportunity platforms for growing quality and knowledgeable generation of startups in the new nation-building transformation agenda. Innovation Bed Startup Opportunities Gateway incubates for promotion, growing innovative African startups and impacting the ecosystem positively. In Nigeria, members of the Innovation Council comprise of outstanding digital entrepreneurs who have at one time or the other researched, designed, and developed great innovation with positive social impact on the Nigerian society and beyond. Programmers Foundation's involvement in technology solutions embraces smart city. First is the appreciation of the fact that a smart city is not a computer. A smart city is a city that uses ICT to increase operational efficiency, share information with the public, and improve both the quality of government services and citizen welfare. The economic realities indicate that as more and more people move to urban areas, cities will struggle to cope with the influx of people. The need to create smart cities is becoming all the more unavoidable. Smart cities will make urban areas more livable and truly sustainable. Programmers Foundation is actively working to promote smart city solutions. Over the last decade, Programmers Foundation has been working with the UN World Summit Awards to select, promote, connect purpose-driven local digital innovation with a strong impact on improving the Nigerian society, given the too many social challenges they face. Amos is tireless in working to improve continental participation in the UN World Summit Awards Global Innovation Competition. In his words, he wants to encourage young people across the African continent to dream, to reach for the sky, and be part of the solution to move Africa forward. Amos Emmanuel has started a grand project. The impact will reverberate for eons. Programmers Foundation is driving the innovation bed to transform Africa and establish smart cities across the continent.
Right, thank you. Thank you so very much. And that has actually given us a foundation to start the event for. Okay, in the house already can have Mr. Degun. How are you, sir? CEO Cross-Tie Solutions here. How are you doing, sir? Mr. Adebayo Adegun?
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. How are you doing today, sir? Very well, sir.
Great to have you. Thank you. Right, I think all right, as the program progresses, I think for most of the students, perhaps because they have this session auto recorded into their portals, they may be feeling it is video they want to watch, but then this is not a good habit. Because in their portals, they will have the after class video resource, but then participating in the class is key. Oh, though I have a little rain here. I don't know how it is every other place, but then we'll be fine. And this is not only about Nigeria anyway. So I welcome everybody. In the house currently, I have I can recognize Monsieur Kofi. Monsieur Kofi, ça va?
Yes, sir. I'm good. Hello, everyone.
Yeah. I can hear you now. How are you?
Hello, everyone.
I can hear you. You're good. Your sound is good.
I'm doing well. All right.
Okay. All right. That's Kofi from Togo. We have okay, other people will obviously be joining us from there. I think we'll just get started. This hour first part of the program, we're actually going to start with the leadership development course. Who else was going to join us at the beginning like this? Probably be waiting for maybe later on. That's Professor Additional Shodia, immediate past president of the Nigerian Computer Society. He may still join us. But then this session marks a roundup of a lot of other activities that we have been, intervening, in a couple of months ago, and by today, we would like to wrap it up with personal leadership development, and this will be taken by Mr. Adebayo Adegun, the CEO Crossline Solutions, and in this session, he's going to actually share more about personal leadership and all that matters. And after this period, the second faculty will be joining us from the US. I actually felt this programming was quite good because the next time when Mr. Adebayo would have rounded up, it would have been a lot better. Perhaps would have had his time to have his tea, to have been up to about 9 a.m. his time. That will be about 3 o'clock. So, but then before then, Professor Amjad will be joining us from Harrisburg University of Science and Technology. And he will be doing more on smart digital services and how people could be able to successfully, put together a successful service or successful digital service and enterprise creation. At this stage, I would like to invite Mr. Adebayo Adegun, my very close friend and brother. Adegun, please, you can actually take the floor from now. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon to you all. I trust you are doing very well today. And I hope that you can see me clearly from wherever you're listening to me from Togo to Nigeria to Ghana, wherever you're listening to me from today. We hope we have a very good time here with you today. So once again, welcome. So let me come to each and every one of you to let me hear from you since we're just very few people here. Sodangi, please talk to me. How are you doing today? Sodangi, can you hear me? Please talk to me. Unmute and talk. Oh, great. Okay, good to hear from you. We don't know who is this our Zoom user here. Zoom user, you want to talk to us? What's your name? Unmute and talk to us. Unmute and talk to us. We have someone who is a Zoom user here. Can you unmute?
Do you hear from me now?
The voice is very low. I can hardly hear you. Okay, so let's go to the next person. Kofi, please talk to us. Please unmute and talk to us.
Hello, everyone.
Hello here. Yes. Good afternoon. Good to hear from you. Okay. And then we come to Ishia. Ishia, please talk to us. Can you hear us? Ishia, can you hear us? Please talk to us. Say hi to us. Okay. Yes. Okay, Zoom user, we only see your name as Zoom user. We don't know what your actual name is. Do you want to tell us what your name is? You are muted, so talk to us. What's your name? Do you want to talk to us? What's your name? Okay, let's proceed then. Let's proceed. All right. So once again, welcome here today. Our conversation here today is very, very simple. We're going to be discussing about personal leadership. Personal leadership. Okay. Abdurazak Mohammed. Okay, good to hear from you. All right. So our conversation here is going to be very simple. It's about how to lead yourself. I understand that some of us are students. Some of us are young professionals, and I can assure you that coming into the workplace today, it is going to be required that, yes, you are going to be able to lead yourself. In the workplace that we have here today, if you cannot lead yourself, nobody's going to even give you the opportunity for the job. Remember in those days, I mean, long time ago, maybe about 20, 30 years ago, you will remember that when you hear people go for leadership programs, it is only people who are very, very at the senior position. Those are the people that usually go for leadership program. The CEOs, the EDs, everybody. Those are the people you see going for leadership programs. But today, what do you notice? It is that even the tiniest set of persons, even the youngest person who is coming to the workplace, are now being sent to go for a leadership training program, right? So what is the essence of this? It is because it is very important that, yes, we are able to now, that everybody, irrespective of your level within an organization, you are able to lead yourself very, very well. So I must tell you that, yes, today is very, very important for you. Being on this program sponsored by Programmers Foundation is something that, yes, it's a background for you to excel in your career. And if you want to excel in your career, you must learn how to do what? How to lead yourself. How to lead yourself. What do I mean by leading yourself? Number one thing that I'm going to talk to you about leading yourself is that you must understand who you are as a person. You must understand who you are as a person. Do you know who you are as a person? If you don't know who you are, you cannot lead yourself. If not, you are all going to be copying what others are doing. That's the downside of it. If you cannot lead yourself, you are going to do what? You are going to be copying what others are doing. So it's very, very important that, yes, you learn how to lead yourself. So what are the major principles which I want to give to you now on how to lead yourself? Number one is that self-confidence. Number one is self-confidence. Ability to be able to lead yourself. Ability to be confident about who you are as a person is very, very, very important for you, right? So you must learn how to lead yourself. You must also build in self-esteem. So the first one is self-confidence. The second one is self-esteem. So when I say self-confidence, I'm saying your ability to demonstrate your capacity. If I will recall my own story to you, right? I started my career about almost 19 years ago. And all that I did was I started up as an IT person, right? So I joined, my first place of work was NIT. If you know NIT, I don't know if NIT is in Ghana. It's actually a training institution right? An IT training institution where I worked with them for almost about 3 years. But while I was in that place, I took on different courses. In fact, if my memory serves me well, I think I have well over 15 certifications in IT. And what did I do with it? I was able to build myself, and it brought to me opportunities because of the capacity that I actually have. So today, if you want to build your self-confidence, one skill that is important for you that you must have is your ability to do what? Is your ability to build your capacity. Whatever that you are studying in school, whatever that you know, please be very good at what you know. Please be very sound at what you do. If you're able to do that, then it's going to really, really, really help you to be good at what it's going to improve your self-confidence. So I once again want to challenge you that your ability to be confident in yourself will definitely help you to become better at what you do. So please learn your skill, master your skill, do your certifications, because all of this will boost your self-confidence. The other one, again, that is very equally very important for you is your self-esteem. Do you know what self-esteem is? Self-esteem is the value that you place upon yourself. Self-esteem is the value that you place upon yourself. If you are going to live the school life and you are going to come into the workplace, you are going to meet people who are going to intimidate you, who are going to tell you are not good enough, who are going to tell you this is not good enough at all for you. Oh, no, you are this. Oh, no, you are that. And trust me, your ability to be able to lead yourself, your ability to be able to demonstrate your capacity, your ability to be able to tell them that you know what you're doing is going to help you. So I want to encourage you that, yes, self-esteem is something that is also equally important for you. Now, in all of these that I've discussed, it's also important that, remember what I said earlier, that for you to be able to lead yourself, you must understand yourself. Don't copy what any other person is doing. Know yourself, know who you are, and then it is from that who you are that you are going to become great. Look at all the world's greatest IT professionals that you have today. Look at all the world's greatest programmer, the greatest developer, the greatest graphic designer. All these great people that you have in the world today, they are great today because they have discovered who you are. So the question is, have you discovered who you are as a person? Do you even know who you are as a person? So let me share with you something very simple that you must learn today, which is that number one, if you must know who you are, there is something that we call personality. You must know your personality, who you are as a person, your personality, how good it is, what are the good side of your personality, what are the downside of your personality. Because if you don't know that, there's no way you're going to be able to lead yourself. So take, for example, in knowing who you are, in mastering who you are is your personality. And I'm going to quickly share with you the 4 types of personality that we have. Are you with me? The 4 types of personality that you have. Number 1 personality that you have is what we call the dominant personality. The dominant personality. The dominant personality is the first type of personality that you have. Dominant personality. And what is dominant personality? Let me just use that opportunity to share my screen with you, so at least you can see some of the content or some of the things that we've prepared for you for today, right? As we can see right now on my screen, the 4 types of personality that you have, right? So let's look at it very quickly. If you look at it here, you have this personality, 4 different types of personality. The first personality is the dominant personality. The dominant personality. What is the dominant personality? I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to share it with you briefly. The second personality is what we call the influence personality. Influence personality. The third personality is the steady personality. Steady personality. And the last one is the cautious personality. the cautious personality. So let's take a look at each and every one of these personality. Number one is the dominance personality. The dominance personality is that you are somebody who likes to be at the forefront. You are someone who likes to win. You are someone who likes to achieve results. That is who you are. And such personality is one type of personality. And you can see the behavioral pattern of such people, right? Is the fact that they are very self-confident, they are very competitive, they can be very blunt when they're actually talking to people. Their pace is actually very fast. They are motivated by achievement. They make decisions that are very quick, but sometimes they could actually be very impatient when you're actually discussing or when you're talking to them. So that is the D personality. So another personality that we also have is the influence personality, which is a high. These persons, they like relationship. They are very, very friendly people. They are persuading people. They are top people when it comes to relationship building. They are very friendly. That's who they are. And if you look at their personality as well, or their behaviors, you find out what some of them they talk very fast. They are motivated when people applaud them, when people celebrate them. Their decisions are very, very spontaneous. But one of the major limitations they also have is that they procrastinate a lot. They say, oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow, and I'm going to do it tomorrow, and I'm going to do it tomorrow. That is who they are as a person. The third type of personality that we have is the steady personality, right? Is a steady type of personality. This kind of people, they are very dependable. They are very, very loyal to people. They are very, very sincere. And you can see their behaviors there. They cooperate with people. They are also very friendly. When they are talking to people, they are very slow. They are very calm. They like to build relationship with people, right? And they are very, very sensitive as well too. And then sometimes in their decisions, they always think about others before they think about themselves, right? And that is the one for the S. The last type of personality is the C personality. We call it the conscientiousness or the cautious personality. These are people that they like to be perfection. They are perfectionists. They like everything to be very, very perfect. They are the people that, yes, if they want to send out an email to people, they will read it over and over and over again before they actually click on this on that particular what's it called, on the send button. So they are always very, very cautious people. You can see their behaviors there. They like to be accurate. They are very high standard people. They are very structured people. Their decisions are deliberate, and they gain security also by preparation, right? So looking at all of these various personality, you will find out that each and every one of us, we are wired differently to do things in a different way. So the question is, do you know who you are as a person? Are you aware about who you are as a person? Are you ready to become that person? Because if you don't know who you are, you will not be able to do great things, right? The people that we celebrate in the world today, that have done great, great, wonderful things, it is because they know who they are. And it's from that knowing who you are that you are going to be able to master yourself. So I want to encourage each and every one of you on this call that yes, for you to be able to lead yourself, you must be able to master the art of knowing yourself. And I've shown you the 4 types of different personality that you have and how to manage them. The second part of my conversation here with you today is on how to manage your time. In fact, there was a research that I did some time ago that talks about that, yes, if a man lived for 80 years or 70 years, do you know that he would have spent 25 years in sleeping? If he sleeps for 8 hours a day, he would have slept for 18 average years because of school, from your primary school to your secondary school to your university. You would have spent 18 years. And he would have spent 5 solid years in eating. That is, if he eats for like 30 minutes per day, 3 times a day, 30 minutes per meal and 3 times a day, and for that number of years. I'm sure you are probably wondering, how will somebody sleep for 25 years? How will someone sleep for 18 years? How will somebody eat for 5 years? But the honest truth is that what? If you put your math, if you're a mathematics student, or you can do basic calculation, put it on pen or paper, and you will see that the figures here are actually very true. If you sleep 8 hours a day and you multiply that by 1 week, by 1 month, multiplied by 70 years, and you divide it by the number of days in a year, you find that you're going to get 24 point something years, which is approximately 25 years. So what are we trying to say? All these three things have actually taken a lot of your time. And you have not even done calculation for the time you spend in work, in your phone, on chatting, on clubbing, on party. Just these major three activities have taken 48 years of a man's life. Let's think deeply about this. So what is the point I'm trying to make? Is the fact that all of us, including myself, Mr. Amos, you, every one of you on this call, you all have access to the same 24 hours everybody is having today. Some people are here today, and I'm sure that Mr. Amos has expressed himself that he's not happy with the number of attendance of the people that we have on this call, because some people are actually doing something else, right? But you on this call have prioritized your time to say, oh, I want to come here, I want to learn something new. I want to hear from experts. I want to hear from what have they done that have made them to succeed in life, right? And that is exactly what you are doing right now by being here with us today. So you have taken the time, you have taken the decision to be here. And like I always say, you can tell people who are going to be great in life by the simple steps of what they use their time to do. You can tell people are going, I can see one of you there, which is, I think, Sondagi rather. I see him taking notes earlier. I see he was writing, pen on paper, and he was writing. It shows the sign of people who are going to be great in the future. People who don't care about their personal development, people who don't care about their time, who just spend their time like, oh, after all, I'm still very young now. How old am I? I'm just 25, I'm just 24, I'm just 30 years. I can spend the time the way I want it. You will never be able to tell. By the time you are 50, 70 years, you'll probably be looking back and say, oh, I regret this. I should have spent my time on something more productive. I never knew that this was the way it is. Go to sit down with most elderly people. Some of them, they have regrets. What is the regret they have? The regret that they have not utilized their time. They have not spent their time judiciously when they were younger. So I want to encourage you that, yes, in being able to lead yourself, you must be able to respect your time. Look at it. We have 86,400 seconds in a day, 1,444 minutes in a day, and also 24 hours. Everybody, both the millennials, both the millionaires, the billionaires, and even the poor people, we all have access to 24 hours in a day. But the question is, what are you doing with your own time? Are you using it to expand and increase your knowledge? Are you using it to network? Are you using it to meet people? Or you are just using it to flex and enjoy life and just moving, playing all around, spending time with unnecessary things that is not going to have effect on you? That's exactly what we do. And that takes me to our next slide here, which is, what do you use your time to do? We call it the Ishinawa metrics, which means are you focusing on things that are urgent and important to you, or you are focusing on things that are not important to you? I want to encourage you on this call. Please focus on what is important to your life. Focus and do those things first. Things that are very, very important to you. Focus on them. Do them. Achieve greatness. And I'm sure that will definitely help you a lot. I've come here to share with you 10 major principles that I have tested that can help you to measure your time or to manage your time very well. Number one is that what? Realize the value of productive time. Use every minute in your life to advance your life. Every minute counts for you. I don't spend my time on frivolous things. I spend my time on quality things, right? And that is very, very important for you, that each and every one of you on this call, you must make sure that every day, now that you know that if you are not careful, by the time you are 70, 80 years, you would have spent 48 years of your life by just sleeping, eating, and just going to school. So it's very important that, yes, you take a good minute of your time and then you manage it very, very well. Take inventory of your time. Record how you spend your time very well. Set smart goals for yourself. What do you want to achieve? What are the things you want to achieve with your life? Are they realistic? Are they specific? Do you have a time attached to your goals that you want to achieve? Very important. Learn to say no to certain things. People would come to you with certain requests. If you know you are not comfortable with it, say no to them. I mean, I'm on this call today because of Mr. Amos, because he has also been a big mentor to me, even in my growth stage, even in my early stage in my career, even in my early stage in my business. Today, CrossTie Solutions is about 12 years old. And I remember that here when we started, he was one of the few people that I always go to and seek for advice, right? But it is not everybody who comes to me to say, oh, I need you to come and speak in my event that I actually accept. I've built my profile to a level where I don't appear on most events, except events that align with my values, except the events that align with that I know that I'm going to use it to impact lives. And that's exactly so. Please, you must learn to say no to certain things. It's not everything that comes to you that you have to always accept. If not, people would always be on your face. People would always be wasting your own time for their own gain. So please learn to say no to certain things that are not good. Reorganize your own life. Seek better, faster, more efficient ways to accomplish certain things, right? You are in the IT world, leverage on IT tools that can help you to foster your work, to fast track the way you do things. And I'm sure that will definitely help you. Beat procrastination. I mean, procrastination is something that I know that is eating a lot of people right now. You say, oh, I will do it tomorrow. Oh, I will do it tomorrow. Just like what even Mr. Amos said, that because some of you know that, oh, this video is going to be available to you on your platform, you decide to say, no, I'm not even going to attend that session. No, that's not the way it works, right? Big procrastination. Focus on things that are very, very important to you, and I'm sure that will help you. Avoid, unimportant things that are not important. Avoid it. Completely avoid it, right? And then, I don't know if you're a Christian or if you're a Muslim, whatever religion that you do, it's always good to start your day by praying and planning, right? Pray when you start your day, but most importantly, also plan. Picture your day. How is it going to look like? What am I going to achieve today? All of these things are something that, yes, is going to really, 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 really help you. Okay, I think I've spoken quite a number of things with you, and I've shared certain thoughts with you on how to lead yourself as a leader and also lead yourself, manage your time. So I want to ask you, if you have questions for me based on what we have shared, I would be very, very happy to take your questions right now. Please feel free to unmute yourself and ask me your questions related to you leading yourself. Please go ahead, unmute yourself if you have questions for me.
Thank you, Mr. Adebayo. I have a question for you.
Oh, please go ahead.
Okay, my question is about the four thing that you mentioned. My question is, I need more clarification and explanation about the self-esteem.
The self-esteem. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, so the number one thing you asked is the 4 different types of personality, which I mentioned to you that we have the dominance personality, we have the influence personality, we have the steady personality, and we have the consensus personality. And that, yes, that each and every one of us, we all have the 4 in us, but there is one that is more dominant than the others, right? There is one that is more dominant than the others. So look at yourself. Which of them is your dominant one? In fact, it's just because this session is very, normally this program is like a 2-day class on its own. So what am I trying to say is that sometimes we even help you to look at those personality and look at the most suitable career path for you based on that dominance, based on that personality. But if you can do more research about that, learn more about the personality and see how it works. The second question you asked about self-esteem. Self-esteem is very huge. Trust me, there are major, like 3-4 factors that are responsible for your self-esteem. And I'm going to be very fast about it. I call it the 4 E's. The 4 E's. Number one is your education, your level of education. Number two is your level of exposure. Number three is your level of experience. And the last one is your environment. I call it the 4 E's. I repeat again. Number one is education, formal and informal type of education. Those teachings you got while growing up, those things you were told while you were growing up, those affirmations your parents used on you while you were growing up, they have a way of influencing your self-esteem. That is the number one E. The second E is your exposure. How are you exposed? Are you just limited to just where you are alone? Or you get exposed? Look at right there, you're on this call today. You have experts on this call. You have myself. You have Mr. Amos. I can say Mr. Ahmad on the call as well too. Those are experts. Those exposures that you get from people, there is a way it's going to affect you when you go out and speak. So the second E is your exposure. The third E is your environment. Yes, your environment is also very, very important. Your environment can influence you. In fact, there is something that I used to say: put a fish in an aquarium. Do you know what is going to happen? The fish will never grow beyond the aquarium size. But if you take that same fish, get it out from that aquarium and put it into the river, you will see that it will grow bigger than it. What am I trying to say? Is to tell you the influence of how your environment can shape the way you think, the way you do things. So look at those 4 E's, and I'm sure that can influence your self-esteem. Any other question before I sign out? Any other question?
Thank you for this question that answer for me. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Perhaps I'm the student that will ask now, Mr. Adebayo.
Boss.
I'm actually quite very happy for you and all that you've been able to do within the last 12 years. And I'm sure many years ago, we shared quite a lot of things. When I used to report one of my lecturers to you, that he called me a scatterbrain when I was in school.
Absolutely.
And I thought scatterbrain was an insult. But I later got to know that, yes, it meant that I was too versatile, because that now helped me much later in life. But then the pace I have actually seen you contain the education for particularly the workforce of major organizations in Africa, I'm very impressed. I am very, very impressed. And I was so happy to have just spoken with you. And without the doubt, you were there to speak at my event. And I will please want you to wait a minute to listen to my mentor also. Not only you have mentor, I also have mentors. I have in the house, in the person of Professor Amjad Umar, he's actually the Director of Programs, ICT Programs at the Heidelberg University of Science and Tech in the US. And also in the house, I also have noticed my very close pal to and friend on major projects together, Aslan Dawood, which I think usually will be today either from Pakistan or Dubai or from New Zealand. Let me just first give the opportunity to Aslan. Otherwise, Prof may not allow him to speak. Aslan, please just say hi.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amos, for inviting me here. So nice to see you. Dr. Amjad Umar is here, Amos is here, and all the audience from Africa. Good afternoon, basically, from my side. And I am in Pakistan at the moment, so yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you.
So thank you so very much. Now I can go to my prof. I know if I allow Prof. Aslan, you know me, you know him, he won't allow you talk. So, Prof, good morning, sir. Good morning, Mr. Good morning, Prof.
Good morning. Can you hear me all right?
Very well,
Yes,
very
we
well,
can.
sir. Very well,
All right,
sir.
good. Yeah, I heard the speaker and very motivating, very interesting talk. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. So I'm glad to be here. Amos is my old friend for number of years, and I've known Arsalan for a long time. Also, so I'm pleased to be here. And you know, I'll talk in a few minutes whenever, Amos, whenever you think you're ready.
Excellent. Thank you so very much. So still recognizing Mr. Adebayo Adegun's speech, that was quite a great one, because I always tell some of my innovators that if you really don't have what you can say is that personal development capacity, you may not be able to see yourself doing well in the innovation ecosystem, because you need to lead, and leading yourself is actually very important. Otherwise, you join the bandwagon, and in the ecosystem where things really go wrong, that you really need to dimension what you believe, what you are for, and what your gains are for optimal, for optimal, do I say benefit to mankind. I think you really need to be that person that can actually stand out. So I once again say thank you so very much, Mr. Adegu, and your cross-tie solutions still has a long way to go. And in this program, we're sure that because, like I mentioned earlier on, many of the students feel because they have a portal, they will always listen to programs and read them up, or rather view the videos in their student portal. We are actually going to, from next year, add some more stringent measures for which we may have to eliminate very unserious candidates or participants on that portal. Because every participant on this venture has to be creators. You must see that you have something that you are producing, and the society must be benefiting from one innovation or the other that is initiated by yourself. So at this point, I want to perhaps give about 1 or 2 minutes to Aslan. The last time Aslan actually shared some very, very fantastic things on digital marketing. And for an average student in Africa, you get to realize that these are going to be your basic. If you have a product and you cannot market it, and don't forget, we are talking about digital marketing in an AI era. So it's no longer the same way. It's just like when you study project management. Project management has actually changed so totally, because AI has influenced several other things. And today, when we're talking about smart digital enterprises, Prof will be able to, let us see all of this. And going forward, programs may not be free on this platform any longer. Maybe that is why when things are free, people don't take it seriously. But then they are going to be very inexpensive. I was going to share with you some of those recommendations that I know Prof is going to share quite a lot that will be of benefit to a lot of people from the new year. So Aslan, any words from your digital marketing background? Just a small cap in 2 minutes so that Prof can take over.
Thank you very much, Amos, for providing me this opportunity. To be very honest, I haven't prepared anything for myself because it will be Professor Dr. Umar shows, but I can just say that if anyone wants to join us, especially at the NG Institute, and wants to enroll for the CETO programs, we are here, and we are here to support, and we are here to assist them. We have a couple of courses to launch very soon, which of course Professor Umar will talk about it. So I think let's just hear from the professor. So I think this is all from my side. Over to you. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks, Aslan. So while that's get there, we can actually now listen to Prof. Amjad Umar, sir. Your floor, sir.
Okay, just a minute. Let me see if I can share my screen first. Hang on for a minute.
Yeah, you'll be able to share, sir.
Okay. Let me know when you can see my screen. I'm having a little bit of a problem with my laptop here.
It's coming up, sir.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, yes, very well. You can see it, sir.
Yes. Okay. All right. Just a minute. All right. Good morning, everybody. It's morning in the United States. and I know it is afternoon in Nigeria. So thank you very much, Amos, for inviting me to talk. And I want to just talk to everybody here. How many people do we have here? Or so, in Amos, you're muted.
This database has about 147, but we're having pretty few here. But it's because they are all registered in a portal that this video will automatically be there for them to view. We have recorded this kind of attitude.
All right, good.
You can just go ahead. You can just go ahead. We're fine.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. So I just wanted to know very briefly what are the backgrounds of the people who are attending and what are the main areas of interest, something to that effect. That would be good. Maybe Amos, you can give me a brief idea, or if one or two of the attendees want to talk about it, that would be good too. By the way, is my voice coming out all right?
Yeah, your voice is good, sir. Your voice is good. And in terms of people in this database, we have undergraduates currently in various tertiary institutions in diverse course of study. And we also have graduates of the same attributes. And even we are also happy to even identify with the fact that even faculty members of these tertiary institutions are also on this group, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay, good. Good to have everybody here. I wanted to make this more like an interactive session. This is not a formal presentation. It's just a discussion about the various trends in smart digital enterprises, how they are being driven by artificial intelligence and all the other technologies. So, as I said, excuse me. So as I said, this is not a formal presentation, but just a friendly discussion on Saturday morning. All right. So, so sit back and relax and get a cup of coffee or whatever, and just do me one favor and don't fall asleep. All right. but otherwise, everything else is perfectly fine. And if anybody has a question, please raise your hand. I will answer your questions also. So, so as Amos was very kind to introduce me, I'm a founder and senior professor of Information System Engineering and Management program at Harrisburg University of Science and Technology. I also am founder of a company and also work with the United Nations and several other organizations. So I feel very fortunate that I get to talk to and interact with the very bright young people all over the world. And that is one of the main pleasures that I have in my life. So I always welcome these kind of opportunities. So today I'm going to talk to you about the quote unquote smart digital enterprises because many of you are probably going to form a company. And by the way, the term enterprise is used loosely for an organization. It can be a private organization, it can be a public organization. It is an organization. It can be a small one, big one. It can be in any topic area, like it may be a healthcare, retail store, manufacturing, whatever happens to be the case. So my purpose is here to just give you a quick overview of the landscape in quote unquote what are called smart digital enterprises. So the major difference here is the quote unquote the smart and digital. So there are many organizations, they use technologies But the distinction here is that are they really using the technology to do better, or are they just using it just because everybody else is using it? So my focus is on those enterprises that are taking good advantage of the technologies to make better decisions, to serve a larger number of user populations and things of that nature. So I'm going to share with you just a very general overview and definition of smart digital enterprises, and then talk about are they evolving, where do they start, how do they start, and how do they evolve with time. And then at that point, I can also give you an opportunity to decide where in this evolution stage do you belong, your company belongs, or the company that you want to start belongs. And one of the very important questions and that a lot of people have not been asking before, but it needs to be asked now, is that how many companies that are digital enterprises, for example, they're relying heavily on technologies, how many of these companies are successful? That's very important because it's very expensive to form a company and also to run a company. So the natural question is that are they successful? And if so, how many are successful? How many are not successful? And what exactly is the reason for not being successful, so that you can avoid that and so that you can be more successful. So these are all important questions, and I'm going to try to answer them as I go along. Then the next question is that, okay, so let's say that you do have a company and you are not very successful, but you want to be more successful. So then how do you plan and engineer and manage a successful organization? How you plan your success and also maintain to be successful? And then I will talk about the CITO courses and CITO program. We started this program. This is Certificate for IT Officials. This is designed for people who already are IT officials, and also for those who are going to be IT officials whatever their aspirations are in their life. So those are the few questions, kind of the key questions that I want to start with. Does anybody have any other question they want to ask, or this is good enough for us to keep going? Okay, so if I don't hear anything, then I am just going to keep going. So let's talk about the smart digital enterprises first. So this is a very simple but very good definition of a digital enterprise. As I said, enterprise is a company. It's a company, and that is where nearly all significant business processes are. I'm just getting some kind of messages here, but that's all right. Okay. Anyway, so these are the companies where almost all of their business processes and the relationship with customers, suppliers, and employees, they are all digitally enabled. In other words, these are the companies that they do business very heavily by using digital technologies. So that gives you just a general idea. This is a very, very simple definition, but it says very clearly what does it mean for companies to be digital. I just want to show you this picture. to illustrate the main idea. So the main idea is that if your company, let's say, it is represented with this green box with the yellow dots in it. So the green box is the company, and the yellow dots are the business processes in that company, in those companies. So these companies have several business processes. Some of them are customer related, so they're customer facing, like customer relationship management, getting customers orders and supplying them the goods, answering their questions, and also sending them marketing materials and so on and so forth. So there are a bunch of business processes in organizations that are customer facing, and they focus more on the customer side of it. On the other side, there are business processes that are the supplier facing, because customer usually buys some products. So let's say it's a retail store. So the retail store will have some products to sell. So the customers, place an order for the an item they need. So the organization has to maintain very good relationship with the customers, and very good relationship with the suppliers and business partners also. So those are the supplier or the partner-based business processes, and they include things like supply chain management and so on and so forth. In addition to that, there are several business processes that have to do with the maintenance and serving the employees. So employees themselves are also a part of an organization, because employees work for an organization, and the organization has to support their activities like payroll and finance and accounting, and all the other necessary services needed inside the organization. So in other words, an organization serves customers, it serves suppliers, and it also serves the business employees, the employees of the company, and all of these quote unquote business processes. So business process is really just a business activity. So all these business processes have to be automated. That's the idea of a digital enterprise. So as you can imagine, that not all the organization or all the enterprises become digital on day one. Many of them want to, but it's a good idea to start small and then grow. But I will let you decide which way and how you want to grow your business. So the idea here is that the organization, they grow systematically and gradually over time, and they use more and more technologies. One of the problems with the technologies is that you have to have a good understanding of the technologies before you use them to serve the customers and the suppliers. So the employees have to be very be knowledgeable. Okay. So Amos, did you raise the hand? Go
Yes,
ahead.
I have a question at this point, sir. Can I go ahead?
Sure.
Now, at the B2B side of this digital enterprise framework,
Yeah.
I'm actually interested in one additional, which is B2G.
Yeah.
Or,
yes.
or B2GR, B2 regulation, because I'm already doing something right now that businesses are directly reporting to regulators.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, thank you very much for bringing those dimensions in. I wanted to keep it simpler, but absolutely there are business to government relationships. Like we all pay taxes, and we have to comply to the government regulations, and also the government also talk to other governments too. So there is a G to G also, government to government type of operations. So, for example, Amos and I both have worked with the United Nations, and a lot of their interactions are with governments, and these all the UN meetings are between government officials talking to other government officials. And so, in fact, the UN meetings are a big G to G type of an organization. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much for mentioning that, Amos. And anybody else has any comment or question or anything? And Amos, you don't need to get up to ask question. All right. That's okay. I think you don't need that much exercise. Okay. So you're doing good. Okay. So if anybody else has any question, as I said, this is just a general friend with everybody, and I just want to make you aware of the basic essential definition and the characteristics of the enterprises. One of the problems in this area is that there are too many terms, but there are actually very few concepts. Okay, so there are many people who just throw terms around. All right, Ayo, go ahead. Good morning and good afternoon to you. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
Go ahead. You
sir,
have your hand raised. Yep.
So do you hear from me now?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, I need more explanation about the business to business.
Okay. All right. So
this is my first question.
Business, yeah. Okay.
And my second question, many people are applying to technology. So I need more explanation about, you must understand the technology before you apply it.
Mm-hmm. Right. So business to business operation, first of all, as I said, let's just take a simple example of retail stores. So in fact, the retail stores by themselves don't build anything. They just get the products from other companies, and they just sell them. So if you think about Amazon organization, it's a very, very large organization, but Amazon does not build anything. They just get all of their products from other suppliers. So Amazon has an extremely large B2B network that where Amazon to all the suppliers. So think about thousands of suppliers that Amazon has all over the world. Now, what kind of technologies are used? They can be very, very simple technologies like a simple email over the internet, or they can become very sophisticated type of technologies where you are doing secure transactions with electronic fund transfers, automated buying and selling to the other businesses over the internet. And as you can imagine, that's a major activity at present. In fact, one of my courses that I teach here, I spend maybe 2 or 3 sessions on the systems and B2B interactions, and between just two entities, like two businesses or multiple businesses. So like electronic marketplaces, where multiple businesses can join a marketplace and they can buy and sell and those type of activities. Excellent question. Did I answer your question, or did you have something else in mind?
Okay, thank you for this answer my question. Thank you very much.
That's good enough. You don't want me to talk for an hour on it? I can no, but thanks a lot. All right. But we can, talk about it some other time too, in quite a bit of detail. But thanks for the B2B type of a business idea too. So let me now show you that how organizations become digital, or how organizations are usually formed. So this is a very, very simple model that shows you that, let's say, on the bottom, it talks about most of the operations, like a few basic operations of a company. The companies, they do advertising, and then after they advertise their products, they may also do purchase, from one supplier. That's a B2B, or purchase from multiple suppliers. So this becomes a bigger B2B type of operation. And then the organizations also have to provide services like train the people and help on the help desk, answer their questions, and so on and so forth. So I have just listed a few example services that companies provide. And if you start a business, and let's say you have a small business in a small town, and it just does not use any technology, so that is called a brick and mortar company. A company is just a small town company, and there are a large number of companies like that, especially in developing countries. I am from Pakistan also, but I spent most of my life in the United States. So, but there are lots of brick and mortar companies. But now, more or less, most organizations are moving to the next stage, which is the stage of what I call it, like you can call it a stage one, where they are advertising their products on the web, and then they may have an Excel spreadsheet or something like that to maintain their records and their accounting systems and so on and so forth. So so the organization can be, and in many cases when you start, and I'm sure a lot of nowadays most of the people who are young people who are starting new companies, they are educated enough that they just can directly go to stage one. They can get a website, and they always have some databases and Excel spreadsheets. In other words, if you have access to Microsoft Office capabilities, you can just start a business, a very small business, by just and then also have email, and by using email, your advertising through the websites, and then also handling your internal operations by using a spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet. That's good enough. So that's a way a lot of businesses start. But they can go a step further. So now, let's say that they want to not only sell their product. So let's say let me take just an example of a pizza shop. So it's a pizza shop, and you can go and buy pizza, and get the pizza directly from the pizza shop on a brick and mortar type of a model. But on the website, you can at least see their advertisements on the web, and ask questions, but you cannot purchase anything. In order to purchase, you have to go to that location. Now, with online purchasing, this is the next stage, which is e-commerce site. So they advertise their products, of course, but now they allow people to purchase online too. So in other words, the menu of the restaurant is on their website, and there's an online purchasing. Then you can place the order, and that's it. So without leaving your home, you can just place order, and this has become a major area of work at present. A large number of people in large number of location, many cases. The companies that are in least developed countries, they are right now doing online e-commerce through their websites. Uh, so it's not having just advertising and purchasing, but also doing e-commerce, actually selling the products online. So it gets you a step further. Yeah. Now you notice that as you go through these steps, their operations become a bit more complicated. Um, and now you need to know more about technologies, and also need to know how to manage the technologies. So the next stage is that not only you can purchase and do e-commerce with the one organization, but you can also now, in fact, work with multiple organizations. So, like many large organizations have a headquarter, and you just place the order from the headquarter. You may be living in a town that is 100 miles away from the headquarter, and the headquarter will process your order, and you can go and pick up the product from the local site. So the companies that form partnership over the internet, for example, like pizza shops have a headquarter, and then they have outlets in multiple countries. By the way, is the Domino pizza sold in Africa and Nigeria? Has anybody heard about? This is a large organization in the United States.
They still exist.
Domino's
They still
Pizza.
exist. They still exist,
Huh?
sir. They still exist in Africa, particularly in Nigeria too.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good. Yes. So
But
here,
they may be in some different franchise arrangements, but it's still the same domino.
okay, it's the same Domino. Yeah. So I mean that they started in one town, and then they expanded it to just selling it online within the town, and then selling online within the state, and then throughout the United States. So now they are an international global organizations. So, for example, if Amos, you wanted to, I could order a pizza for you while sitting here and have it delivered to you. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Okay. All right. So that's now becoming a very common model for organizations, so for digital organizations to go through these multiple stages, gradually become more and more technical, and depending on the technologies, and then they can even go to the next stage where they are now really using almost in every one of their business processes, with the customer sales, with the B2B business, with paying their payroll. So in other words, almost all of their business processes, the yellow dots that I was showing you, almost all the business processes are now being handled through the technologies. So as you go up, definitely it creates more business opportunities for your companies, and that's all good. But also, what does that mean? Does anybody know that? Okay, the good news is that yes, this is good. Your business is growing, and you can do business worldwide. But what's the bad news? Does anybody think that what are the challenges that that you had to face as you go from, just selling next door to selling between countries and all that? Anybody wants to talk about that?
So what's the challenges for what? The question, sir?
Yeah, the question is that that when you go to international, B2B systems, then are there some new issues that arise? So see, what happens is that when you go from one stage to the next stage up, there are advantages. Your business is growing, then that's all good. But there are also some disadvantages, and I'm trying to find out what could be the disadvantages as you get very heavily reliant on technologies, and you're doing business with people that you have never seen, or you may never see them. So what kind of issues do you think come up when you are at the higher stages of technologies?
So the issue are going to face, many people now are fraud people, and you are going to cheat on you on internet. So
Okay.
if you
Yeah.
if you don't do a good research about the people that are business with other countries, so you are going to be in trouble, because you are going to be in lose your money or lose your funds, or you are going to lose anything that you are selling or buying in that situation.
Yeah, exactly. So, this way you're opening it up to lots of new people that you have never seen. You don't even trust them. So those are the issues. But then also in many cases, as you become more reliant on technologies, you need to know more about the technology also. Your employees need to know about technologies. And what if the technologies fail? Okay. So that's a major problem, especially in developing countries where the electricity goes out. Okay, so if your company is running 100% or doing business 100%, and your electricity goes down, your business is shut down right away.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so from that point of view, it is risky, and you have to be careful before you just keep going up and up into the ladder. Yes, Amos.
Yeah, just to also contribute that with the rise in the more adoption of technology, there is need for regular vulnerability assessments of where one is doing. And I'm actually happy that in Africa we now have an emergence of the Africa IPv6. Before now we've been riding on IPv6.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been riding on IPv4, and currently we now have IPv6, internet in Africa, and I'm happy to be the chief data officer for the task force. So this is
wonderful.
This is actually calling for more attention to ensuring that we try to see how we can protect more digital enterprises over the internet in the future, because things are getting higher and there are more high chances of people getting more vulnerable, in the environment of the internet.
Yeah.
I think so the assessment is key that is reported.
Okay, good. Thank you very much, Amos. Yeah. Anybody else has any questions you want to ask, and the comments you make? All right. So so anyway, so this just gives you a way. By the way, this is a very simple but a very powerful idea of like using this kind of a stage model, and that as soon as you say that you are in stage 3, you know it, and your partners will know it too, that you are getting way up into the technology. If you say that you are at stage one, that means you're using very simple technologies. Now, in the same company, there are different branch offices may be at different stages. So for example, if you are running a company in the United States and you have your branch offices in different other countries on like small islands and developing states, and they have different type of technology limitations. So then running an international business becomes more challenges electronically, because as I said, their electricity goes down, and then they are out of business for quite a while. So that those are the kind of things that you need to know. So I'm slowly kind of introducing the idea that just the blind push towards very high technology is not good. You have to understand the implications of the technologies, and that's where lots of those problems arise. So the next part is that, okay, so this is just telling you that the company is going to go up in technologies, but it doesn't say what technologies are we talking about. So can anybody help me out with which technologies are here that are moving the companies up the ladder, and any technologies you can think about? I can tell you one: web. Okay, web technologies, of course, browsers and servers. They are so common now that people don't even think about them as a technology, but they are part of the internet basic technology. But as you go up, you will see more technologies being used. Of course, artificial intelligence now is very high on the agenda of everybody. So you can go up that way too. Okay, so let me just show you a very simple model that will help you understand what are the key technologies that are driving organization and supporting the organization through these stages. So this is like a very simple, what is known as a simple like a 4-dimensional model, which just says that at least in order to run a company, even a small company, you need to have the four different, at least the following four technologies. Number one, you need to have available web over the internet. That everybody knows that. In addition to that, you need to have what is called mobility. In other mobile apps, they are becoming very common. That's common. That data dimensions is very common and very important too. These are the very core technologies, and because you need to put your information in a database. It may be an Excel spreadsheet, but still you have to put that in a database. And then also the fact that you are now, there's a lot of interest in AI and the smart technologies, the artificial intelligence, and all the other things that are related to AI. So in other words, it's not one technology, it is at least four different technologies that are needed. So it is very possible for a small company, like in a stage one case, they may have a very low usage of all of these four technologies. So let's say they have just a simple website, and they have one mobile app, and they have a simple relational, it may be a database, but it may still be an Excel spreadsheet, and they have at least one application that uses some AI. It may be in the user interface or somewhere to that effect. Or the company, as it grows to go to higher level, they may be in the outermost stage where they are really, really pushing the envelope. They are using a lot of artificial intelligence. They're using a lot of web technologies. because the web browsers are becoming more and more intelligent too. And they're also, of course, using very heavily the mobile apps and also large scale databases and things of that nature. So that becomes a picture of a company that has that is going in all of these four directions. So this is once again just a conceptual way of not saying that a company is on stage one and stage two, and not talking about the technologies that are supporting it, but now we are specifically saying which technologies are being used. Okay, so these are at least the four different types. So, but however, there are many technologies that I am leaving right now. So let me just talk about a few more. For example, I have not mentioned security here. I have also not mentioned like cloud services or many other type of things. So a more complete model. So let me add about four more technologies. These are the one in blue dimensions. And this is, for example, a cloud is there. You can see the analytics because just because you have a lot of data doesn't mean much unless you really can run some analytical models and actually make projections and things of that nature. So you can see cloud, you can see security, and you can also see this nice dimension of globalization, meaning the networks are now becoming so good and so prevalent, and that almost everybody around the globe is connected to the internet. So, what's the situation in Nigeria right now for connectivity, Amos? Are you like 100% or 95.2% or what is the situation, especially in the rural areas in Nigeria?
Exactly. The fact that the rural area still like the balance with what you have in the urban area, this may make this may make the average data being communicated in research centers not to be very true. And there's still that gap of the urban rural bridging, of all these technologies. But I think with the global advancements in artificial intelligence, what's particularly very important today is the common knowledge that education has to go around for everybody to identify with the fact that AI advancement is not of technology alone, but of every other profession.
Exactly.
So this is actually why the Nigerian government over time now has been involved with what they call the 3MTT program, even though most times they want to do this as government people, but most of the time is that the right target about this is that they want to expand and increase education in this knowledge of artificial intelligence so that an average professional will be able to know how this development impacts on his own job. So, and I think this is the very first lesson. Not until the capacity is addressed, the balancing of network and even adoption of what technologies can now make sense. Like we even speak to Africa today, IPv6 adoption is going to be another run. But then we all know that with IPv4, we've not even gone anywhere. We've not even done more. But then with the advancement of, with the deployment of IPv6 across certain continents, Africa, what is common to Africa is the education so that we can leapfrog and try to do the right things. And I think this is just
good.
The issues are.
So that's why, we have started the CTO courses also, because they are not just intended for university people. They're anybody can take them if they have the basic background. So they're shorter courses, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. So by the way, so now the same thing happens that you have all these 8 technologies, and and actually they can go to 10, but not 110. There are still 8 to 10 basic core technologies that are used in every organization. Now, a lot of people, and I agree with you, Amos, that they think that it's just artificial intelligence, but you really cannot have artificial intelligence without having databases, without having networks, and analytics and lots of other technologies that I'm mentioning. They all combine together to support an AI application. So AI is not one application, by the way. Our technology is a combination of multiple technologies. I think that's the main point. So the companies that are really successful are the ones that are in the outer circle, where they are pushing the envelope on. They're using the latest web services. They're using the analytics. There are very good packages out there for analytics kind of services, and they are also making, of course, using a lot of AI like machine learning and deep learning and those type of thing. And then Chat GPT is very common now. Of course, it's common in Africa too. But also the fact that you're using the cloud more and more. So is the cloud becoming popular in Africa also, Amos?
Very well. And that has started since prior to the pandemic and beyond the pandemic. It became a lot popular after the pandemic. And at that time, I particularly know because, my niche has been is the Nigerian capital market.
Yeah.
On average, all capital market operators patronize the cloud. There is no better service. So if that kind of financial segment or sector can be on the cloud, even most banks have their own proprietary clouds. They have their proprietary cloud. Obviously, every service in Africa, they do more, and they actually they do more by cloud adoptions. I think it's been very prevalent in Africa too.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thanks a lot. So that was my main message, was that keep it in mind that it's not one technology that is driving everything. Of course, AI is becoming very famous, but then, of course, databases and web technologies and everything else is also making a lot of difference. So this is just a slide that shows you, lists the actually and describes it. So Amos, if you want, I can send you a copy of this slide deck. So this actually gives you the discussion: what is web technology, what is analytics, what are smartness technologies like AI technologies, globalization technologies, database technologies, security technologies, mobility, and all those type of things. So just to stop here for a minute, we have right now 3 type of courses being offered. This is just a warm-up. This is just an overview course that is available. I'm going to actually create a recording of it so that we can make it available to everybody. And then in addition to this course, we have courses on specific technologies. So says one course talks about the fact that how technologies are being used in organization. And then there's another course that actually talks about the main technology, all 7, 8 of them. We cover them like one technology a week. So we have 8-week course. So we cover in 1 week, we talk about AI. Next week, we talk about databases. Next week, we talk about in the internet and mobile apps and security issues and all those things. So we have like an 8-week course that covers all those things. So I'll just talk about that in a few minutes. I know I'm running out of time, so I will just make it faster. So then the key question is that are these smart digital organizations, are they successful? So what do you think? A company that becomes a digital organization Do you think that they are successful, or yes or no, or what? What does anybody think?
I
Huh?
think most of the time, the enterprise is on one hand, being digital is another, because the enterprise itself needs to be sure that your business feasibility was intact. Once the business feasibility was not in order, it's very likely that the technology around it will also fail.
Right, exactly. So in reality, that is the case. In fact, between 60 to 80% of the businesses fail. Technology-based businesses fail. And this is based on literature, and I have given you references here. A lot of smart city projects that started maybe 5-6 years ago. They have failed, and now some of them are still percolating. A lot of digital transformations right now also are not being successful. So this really is a very interesting area of the fact that all of these things are failing. So there are lots of sources here. By the way, this is one area that me and my team are right now working on. Is that what are the reasons for the failures? We are documenting them and also documenting how can companies be successful. So we will release that document when it is done, and we are going to build an advisor. Okay, that will say, by the way, here are the kind of failures, here are the kind of successes that you can have. And one major observation here is that the failures are not just because of management. So a lot of cases, people think, okay, well, it is in the you didn't plan it right, and all that. The failures can happen anytime. First of all, a failure is if a system is not used by the intended customer. That's it. Very simple definition. In other words, you may have a situation where you have done everything right and you built a system completely and very correctly, but for some reason, when you delivered it to the customer, decided not to use it. So that still is not a success. Okay, so the successful is real success is when the systems that you are building, they actually get used by the intended user. So if somebody in the last step forgets to send the email that the system is ready and the users did not use it, that is still is a failure. So in other words, you have to be very careful to make sure that the entire this is called the learn, do, plan, and plan and check cycle, where organizations have to make sure that they have learned what about the organization. That's where the courses come into play. Then they can take their knowledge and convert it into a solution approach. And then not only that's not enough to do planning. A lot of companies do a lot of planning. That's good, but then that plan has to actually be implemented correctly, and that is the do part. So that has to be done. And once you have implemented it, then you have to check and make sure that everything was done right. And then when it runs it is secure, and so on and so forth. So in other words, it is not one thing that you can say, well, why do systems fail? And there's a lot of finger pointing going on. But in fact, it is not one part. It is in every aspect in the learn, plan, do, check cycle, the entire life cycle of a system, the failures happen. Okay, so you will see Amos also. We'll send you a copy of this paper when it is ready. I think you can add perspective to it, Amos. That would be good. Okay.
Just a comment.
Sure.
If you remember, in the course of the UNICT for Seeds projects, particularly the Space for Nigeria program some years back, the corruption, the anti-corruption process, this is actually where it was. It was actually the heart of it. And we're trying to see how this could actually, manage that corruption content that could really make a mess of a process that could deliver a successful implementation, so that at the end of the day, it is not technology that will give the bad name. So I think these were some of the challenges, and this is a common thing across Africa. I don't know, maybe other continents may have this, but this is the far challenging things with automation, with digitization in many parts of the world.
Yeah, I remember you and I had a lot of trouble with the projects because there was too much corruption going on in Nigeria at that time. So I know it was very frustrating for you, and it was frustrating for me too. But anyway, so that's the story. So the thing is, what can be done? So this is a general information about AI. Now I'm sure a lot of people know about AI. So I just want to give you a 2-minute commercial. I know I have only a few minutes left. So in AI, what when people try to do is that they try to emulate the machines. They try to emulate the behavior of smart people like doctors and lawyers. And the whole idea is that learn, plan, do, check. And this is like once again, that the organizations have to not only people, but the organization, number one, they have to have knowledge, and they have to have knowledge about their customers. They have to have the knowledge about their own people and the competitors and other business people. So they have to have the knowledge, and then they have to use the knowledge to know if there is anything wrong, and then detect and not only detect it, but make adjustments to it, and then learn from it to keep going further. So this, for example, the knowledge detection, adjustment, and learning is a very important part of using AI in real life situations. So a very good example, of course, of a smart organization is Amazon. So they have knowledge. Of course, they know about the customers and their buying habits, and they track those things very nicely. They detect if there's a problem. For example, if their sales are down, or if the item is not delivered on time, Amazon system very quickly detects it, and then because of that, they also adjust it. They make correction to the system. It's not enough to know that this system is not working. You have to make sure that you make the adjustment also. So then, and then they learn from it, and they keep, using the system that goes through this cycle. So, I will run out of time. So just to give you an idea, AI has been around since the 1950s. The classic AI, because the machines were just used and to collect data, and the human beings wrote programs and wrote the rules. And then came the time of a lot of work on machine learning. The basic idea is that if a database can have all the information about the sales prices of a house in an area, of course, a person can look at it and say, it's going up 5%, or machine can automatically learn that the price is going up 5%. So that's the whole concept of machine learning. Really, at the simplest level, it is like just developing a statistical analysis, like you can figure out, if the customer's sales are going up or down, and your machines can collect the data, and then they can learn from it that if the curve going up or down. Now, deep learning is different, because in deep learning they don't try to just, I'm sorry. Okay. So what did I do? I think I clicked the wrong button here. Sorry. Okay. Yes, I was here. So deep learning, that they try to mimic the way human brain works, and that's what really ChatGPT has done. So now we are in the generative AI, where the machines not only can learn, but they can even generate solutions. So like ChatGPT, GPT can generate code, they can generate diagrams, they can even now get good enough that with some attachments and extensions, and they can generate video clips. So they can really do an awful lot of work in this area. So the generative AI is a very interesting area of work. And then then we have one course that just talks about all of these things. I just want to go just quickly to show you the courses that we have. So the courses we have are, number one, at the in the very let me just show you this part once again. Okay, so first of all, we have the SQL warm up. This is this course right now, and then we have a course on smart enterprises that talks about how to make your company smart, and also the emerging technologies. So the emerging technology course shows you how all the technologies. This is remember the 8-dimensional model that I mentioned to you. That is a course on the technology. So if you know nothing about any of the technology, that gives you an introduction to all the technologies, like in 8 weeks, 8 technologies, and you know enough about all of them to be operational, and then you can apply them to a smart enterprise. Then we do have a course that we are going to start offering in January time period. This is totally on artificial intelligence as one particular technology. So those are the 3 courses that we have planned right now for January onwards. And then we will see how it works out. And then we will have more deeper courses that in the area of enterprises, and also emerging technologies, and more also in the artificial intelligence areas. So we are just doing this right now. So probably in the next year, we will offer these courses in multiple places to see how it works out. So I am all done. So these are the references, and any questions? Anybody has any questions? Amos, I finished it exactly in an hour. My God, I have never done that.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, Professor Amjad. In fact, we've always missed this. But then for the programs upcoming for next year, we'll put that properly in perspective. They will not come for free any longer. But then you can be sure that they'll be very inexpensive.
Yes,
and
they will be very inexpensive, yes.
Very inexpensive, and this will be able to go around. And for the portal, you'll be able to access where you register for this when we begin to advertise these programs. And I'm sure more of these contents will be broken down for all IT officers of as many organizations of different sectors as much as possible. And that is how this will go. So thank you
Right.
very much once again. Thank you so very much, Prof. We took you usually, you know.
Thank you, Amos. And we'll send you all the information, the details of the courses and what it's taught and all those things, and so on and so forth. So hopefully see you in January, February. Okay?
No problem, no problem. And congratulations for Trump's winning. I'm sure you're a Trump.
Oh, come on.
That's okay.
Okay, so let me just stop my my chat.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's
about,
right.
yeah.
So in there I have Kofi. How have you seen this? Kofi and I, particularly from Cotonou, the lady to do this in from Togo rather. From Cotonou, I'll be able to connect you both. So we'll see how we drive these programs going forward. Though for the French conference, for the Francophone countries, we are going to have a way where they will be part of this program going forward, sir. So
okay.
What the French communities really want to do, we are carrying everybody along, and we've gone far in our past programs. So Monsieur Kofi.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
So how do you see this? How do you see this? Your French people are not here because I know the English is usually too many or too much, but we'll be able to accommodate and do more that will be okay, favorable for the Francophone people. But how do you see this program today?
Yeah, the program today is very good. Very good. There's a lot of things to learn from here and to enhance our enterprises and everything we are doing. So I like it very well. It's very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very well. Kofi Sosu there is an entrepreneur. He's also a software developer in Togo. And we'll be doing a lot more together. I have Ernest Libabol. What country is that? Hello, Ernest.
I think some people are having trouble. That's okay.
Ernest, are you there? You can unmute yourself. Any other one? If you don't know one, I would like Aslan to give me a wrap up. Aslan? That's the faculty there.
Thank you very much, Amos. And indeed, it was a very productive session. Of course, I learned a lot from all of these things. So thank you very much again, Professor, for this presentation.
Yeah, I'm sure, Aslan, you can see why I said you should speak first before Prof take the floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you.
Thank
so
you.
thank you so
Thank
very
you,
much.
everyone. Have a good day.
Yeah, thanks. Sodangi, you have a question? You have a comment? Sodangi, please give us a cup up. Sodangi, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Firstly, I would like to thank Professor Amjad Umar for this kind of that we give us. And secondly, I would like to thank Adibayo Adegu, the CEO of Consistent Solutions.
That's right.
Lastly, I will thank the Amos Emmanuel, the Innovation AI Hub.
That's right.
Thank you for this kind of lecture that I learned today. Thank you very much.
I'm so happy someone from Zamfara is doing this. Zamfara State, particularly in your last regime, your governor was so passionate about this program. That is Dr. Bello Matawali. But within the recent regime, we are also in talks with your ZIDA executives. But then if you are available to work actively with us, please stay close and contact me so that we can do more, because most people who want to do this are always not active people, and I always shy away from people who are not active on my program. So thank you so very much.
Contact you, sir.
Are you in the Innovation Bed group?
No, sir.
But you've got any of my mails? Just send me a mail. Just send a feedback mail. I will reply you. Are you on the student portal?
Yes, I'm the student portal, sir.
Okay, if you're on the student portal, please, you'll find a way to, you'll be able to contact me, obviously.
Okay, sir, no problem. I'll
You would
contact
have
you, sir.
received 1 or 2 mails, then just reply to the mail, and I can remember you. So, Prof, thank you so very much.
Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care. Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye.
Bye.